Hey there, welcome to another session of Greatest Hips, coming to you this time from the awesome Tamarama beach. So here we're just going to start now with the legs a little bit wider. I'll do this from side on, and take your hands out in front, and we're going to hold this for a second. Just move your hips around a little bit. If you've got blocks, if you need blocks, totally put your hands on blocks. I'm hoping with the feet wide and on fingertips, this is doable. It may not be, but just, yeah, if you've got blocks, use your blocks. Just move around here a little bit. I'm going to come back to this a number of times. It's kind of like wide leg straddle. All right, have a pause for a moment, have a breath. Now bring the feet in a little bit closer, and we're going to come to now a horse stance. Looks like this, so now we've got the similar shape, width in the feet, but now the knees are bent, and just shift weight across here from side to side. You can have lots of weight in your arms, so it's relatively doable. And then from here, we're going to turn left, swivel around, put your right knee on the ground, keep the toes tucked, don't lose that. Try and pop your hips, push your hips forward while kicking back through that right foot. Try and get into this right hip here a little bit. You can take the arm up and lean over if you're not feeling much. This is a good option here. So get at a different angle. Now from here, keep this foot like this. We're going to take the left foot back and sit on our toes. Sometimes hip tightness is coming from a disaster area in the feet. Lean back, make sure you can feel it. It's usually so uncomfortable. Now I'm going to come out, step the left foot forward again the way we came. Just catch this pop again for a sec on this right hip. Then come out, back to the horse stance. Turn, right, swivel around, and here we are again. So again, it shouldn't be too burny here in the legs because you've got lots of weight in your arms. And now we're going to turn this way, swivel around, try and stay low. Left knee goes down gentle. Keep the toes like this and push the hips forward. Oh, very good stretch. Keep the foot like that. Pop back, toe sit. Make sure your feet are together. You can take your hand behind and make sure the feet are together, the heels are together too. If you're not feeling much, lean back, sit back. Oh, very good. And then we're going to step the right foot forward again. Pop this for a second again, front of left hip. Now turn around to the left. Try and stay low so you feel some strengthening, and back into the horse. From here, we'll turn the toes in and go back to that forward fold we started with. Again, you can shift weight around a little bit. Get your hands on the blocks if you need them, or fingertips. And if you lean forward a lot, put even more weight in your arms, it's going to help your legs straighten out a bit. All right, very good. Turn the toes back out, back to the horse stance with your hands on your knees. This time, let's make it a little bit heavier for a second by taking the arms out. Let's add in something else here too. Heels off the ground. 1, 2, and 3. Very good. Turn back to the left, swivel around. This time, right foot, you undo the toes. Lean forward, hips forward. Again, the arm could go in it. Keep this foot like this. Pop back. Take your hands behind. Lean back a bit. This is all about the tops of the feet, ankle, shins. Again, this can be so tight. It's amazing. Find the height where it's working for your feet, and it should be mega uncomfortable. I don't find too many people who say they enjoy this one, but it's super effective. All right, very nice. Come out. Left foot goes back forward again. Lean forward, more front or right hip. You can always just do some variations with your arms. Turn back to the horse stance, turn right, tuck the toes under, swivel around, just your feet. Hands go out again, slightly heavier. Heel lifts, 1, 2, 3. Would not want to do any more than that. Turn around to the right, knee down, and the hips go forward. Again, you've got arm variations. The more you do these things, the more you'll just be able to work out how you can make these things work better or work differently. Keep the foot like that, pop back, hands go behind. And if this is really hitting the spot, you can always hold these ones longer. I've thrown this into another video as well, but this is so effective. Oh, it's the best. I haven't done it for a while, so it's really burning. Oof. Every time I do this, I'm reminded about how I get into it for a while, then let it go. All right, very good. Come out of that. Right foot goes back out in front. Lean forward, more front of left hip. Come out, tuck the toes under, turn left, back to the horse stance. Drop a shoulder here for a second, press the knee out, see my arm is straight as I turn, and swap. Back to neutral, turn the toes in, bow forward. Oh, very good. Again, you can shift your hips. If you just swivel your hips, you're gonna get all sorts of different kind of upper, inner thigh action as well. It's so good just to tilt the hips a little bit here. Again, taking advantage of having some weight in your arms. You don't want your legs to be working too hard here. All right, very nice. Turn the toes back out. Horse stance again. Take your arms out. I think we have to do these heel lifts again. 1, just do 3, 2, mine's nice and shaky. 3, turn around to the left. Right knee goes down again. Take the arms up for 1 sec. Like we did before. Pop back. Need to revisit this. Breathe. Ten seconds. Again, find the height of your knees where it is really the most uncomfortable. That's where you need it the most. And there could be a few different sites to choose from. And then come back down. So the left foot's going to go back out in front to the lunge. Lean forward like we did. This time you're going to get off the back knee and come into the pyramid stance. So pop the right foot in a little bit and bow forward. Again, if you need a block here to help you get into the back of your left leg, do it. Same thing applies here as before. If you move your hips around a little bit, you'll just hit a slightly different spot up at the inner left hamstring there, at the top of the top. All right, have a breath. And we'll turn, bend your knees, horse stance, boom, heels, 1. Try and make it smooth, 2, 3, heels down, turn right, knee down, arms go up, pop back. This is our 4th visit here. This should really be working by now. Oh, so good. It may not at the moment feel like it's improving, but it's afterwards, this one. This one gets more intense as you hold it. 10 seconds. You lean back, you put some weight in your arms, and you just buckle in because it's uncomfortable if you're doing it right. Okay, knees down, right leg goes back out in front, hit the front of the left hip again for a second, then you get off the back knee, pop the left foot in, so you're in this pyramid stance. So basically you've got 2 legs straight, especially the back leg straight, and the front one can be straight if you can do it, or you can put a small bend. But remember, it's all about the back of your right leg here. That is why we're doing this one. Big stretch in the back of the right hamstring. You can move your hips around a tad. Oh, very good. Lots of good stuff there. All right, and turn left, back to the horse stance. Let's drop a shoulder again. And switch. See, this straight arm's important. You've got to lean away a bit and drop your shoulder. This upper back stretch here as well as the hip. and then come out, turn your toes in and bow forward. Maybe at this stage, you don't need your hands out here. You can grab the back here instead. All right, nice one. Last round, turn the toes in, back to the horse stance. 1, 2, 3. Back to how we started. Turn left, keep the toes tucked, pop the hips, go back to the toe sit for a second, lean back. Now on this last side, put your hands on the ground and just rock back so you're crouching or squatting. If you need to move your feet a little bit wider, you can. Try and get flat here. Then take your hands behind, knees go down. Then come back forward again. Swap hands over the toes. And one more time, put the knees down, take your hands back through this maximum toe sit for a second. Oof. And come out. Left foot forward, hips forward, keep the toes like that. Swivel around to the right, try and stay strong on that transition. Heels, 1, 2, 3. Turn right, swivel around, pop the hips for a second, go back on the toes. Oh, very good. Then here, go back, crouch here for a second. Adjust your feet if you need to for the width. And just take one hand behind, knees to the ground, come back, swap, back, and this time hands go back and feet to the ground. You might get some quad in here as well. This is brutal. And come back forward, very nice. Knees down, right foot forward, pop the hips, and turn left. Back into the horse stance, drop a shoulder. And the other one, let's catch this again. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Very nice. Turn your toes in, bow forward. Oh, awesome. 20 seconds here. Give us a bit of a light float from side to side. Good, then walk the feet in, inch the feet in so they're coming in. Take your hands behind, so get them all the way in. Take the hand, bend your knees, take your hands behind, and crouch. Sorry, sit down, I should say. Now, 2 options here to finish. Either have your feet together with lots of space here and your knees wide, and we're going to bow forward like this. Or if you can have your legs out in front straight, and the same kind of lean forward. So if you're very tight in the hamstrings, you're going to have to do this to be able to lean forward. If you're tight in the hamstrings, you'll be stuck back here. So don't want that. Just have your feet in. But if you can do it like this, do it like this. We're just going to be here for a minute and then we'll be done. So you want this to be 100% soft and passive. You're not trying to pull yourself flatter. We just want to shift energy a little bit here and just let gravity do the opening. Try and be relaxed here. So sometimes there's some lower back stretch you'll get here if you start to let go a little bit. And I'll finish this pose after a minute, but if you want to stay here, I highly recommend, if you've got time, to hold this for a little bit longer, like 3, 4, or 5 minutes. This is the kind of setup legs out in front straight, or feet together, knees wide, that the longer you're in it, the better it feels. There is just some awesome opening around hips, hamstrings, lower back that you can get in this pose, and it's sometimes there's so much tightness there that it doesn't arrive until you've been in it for like 3, 4, or 5 minutes. Alrighty, I'm just going to leave this pose right here now. So if you want to stay here now and just until you feel like you want to come out, stay. If not, thanks for joining and I'll see you soon. I'm going to stay a little bit longer in this one because it's feeling great. See you soon.